my god!
Wait. Before you guys continue on this video, I know you guys have a question in your mind and I know that you guys are confused. Why are we in this point of the video, Goopgooper? Well, let's go to the very beginning. I didn't really know what happened in that time, but as far as I know, I just accepted it and moved on my gameplay, with me carrying the burden that I haven't recorded one crucial gameplay session that I am. So yeah, just enjoy this completely cut gameplay that I have made. Enjoy.
See, to be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No, still, even if there'd be no more cake tomorrow, that wouldn't keep me from having some today. No, it's the same for eating in general. You might not be able to eat tomorrow, but if you can do so today, then you should carry on. That's what people call living, you know.
Yeah, but you knowing that you may die. Oh, wait, no, that's the concept of living.
Huh. Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have 2 more slices of cake to go? These 2 slices are for you. Sijuin said that this kind of expression you're making is what humans call being sad.
Did you said anything about being depressed?
Oh, you know Sijuin? I sure do. She was born before me, and she sometimes comes to the surface to teach us things about humans. She said that humans are creatures that are saddened easily, yes, and you can only lift their spirits by feeding them delicious food. So please try the cakes here.
This is so weird for me considering that she is like documenting us. What the heck? This? I'm so sorry.
I've got something else to do, so I'll be going now. You two try to stay in a good mood after eating, all right? Bye.
Okay.
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in. I'm unsure this cake will be delicious.
Yeah, I really hope so. Because if not, I'm returning that.
It's more delicious than last time. And the flavor gets even better with a sip of tea. It sure would be nice if we could come again tomorrow. Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious food here.
Yeah.
Wow!
Okay,
If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon! Oh, have you seen the article I wrote about you?
Yep.
Ha! You've got some nerve! You just used us to make some quick mora!
Can we negotiate a profit split?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I heard that you were in Poisson some time back, so I sent you a letter to discuss just that. It appears you didn't receive it, though.
Are you trying to escape us, huh?
It's all right, though. I've set aside the amount intended for you. I've even set the table with some food.
Really? Oh, you're the best!
Really, Paimon. The food. We're gonna shower straight.
You're almost a little too easy to win over, Paimon. If I were a journalist with ulterior motives, you'd be in trouble now, you know.
Oh, Paimon knows you're not like that.
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
A friend of ours met you a while back, and when she mentioned it, we thought of coming to see you. Her name's Mona.
Ah, so you know Miss Mona as well. She's a guest columnist for our paper. Really good one, too. She's so young and already such a brilliant astrologist. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legendary Traveler and Paimon?
Aside from being a daredevil... Oh, no. He's the daredevil journalist.
Huh? So your article in the paper today doesn't count?
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like live photography. What I'd like to do is dive deeper and ask you to talk about the things you've seen and experienced.
You seriously want to interview me?
Yeah, are we even qualified enough?
Why not? If I say you're worth an interview, then you're worth it. But not right now, of course. I'll need a few days to prepare.
Oh, in that case, we'll just chat when you have the time then?
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! I'll tell the editor-in-chief immediately. I'll have to apply for lighting, a venue, some props, and... Whew, so much to get done now. Talk to you later.
Yeah.
Wait, Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
Yeah, well, too late now, Paimon.
And what's that?
I thought
If, just for example, Fontaine were to be flooded tomorrow, what would you do today?
Well, Paimon, if you ask me, I would definitely be running at the hills right now.
Huh. That's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, I do hear about it often, but I've never once thought that the day could be tomorrow. If you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. Oh, but I'm still a journalist first and foremost. That means I have a duty to be reporting from the scene. And secondly, I wouldn't forsake my homeland that easily. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they'd do should the worst come to pass. In truth, it might be better just to behave like normal rather than worry over such an end. So in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. I know what you're thinking. That sounds a bit sad, but I've always believed that it's best to do what you enjoy.
Yeah, I guess.
Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still successfully finish an exclusive interview with a truly unique person, then the story I would wind up writing would truly be timeless.
So you would really sacrifice your life over a story? Bravo, Charlotte.
And then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use messenger pigeons to get copies out to the various nations as soon as possible. I'm not a dreamer, nor am I a workaholic, but I do love my job, and I'd be proud of leaving such an article behind. I guess you could say that I was born to be a journalist.
No, you just want the money.
But anyway, that's my answer. And on that note, I'll get back to my preparations.
Why are we asking depressing...
That's so nice. All of a sudden, Paimon actually kinda envies her.
I mean, Paimon is empathetic on the situation at hand, but why ask such depressing questions to Fontanians? Like, what are you going to do when, like, this nation is about to be destroyed tomorrow? We shouldn't ask about that, Paimon.
Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we?
Why are we doing this, though? Anyways, let's go.
The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty soothing combo, huh?
Yeah.
Paimon's been thinking. If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat that would be destroyed tomorrow, where would we go and what would we do?
Another depressing question, Paimon, but it only made it worse. But if you ask me, well, I did my best.
No, Paimon should ask, if you could choose, what would you like to do?
If I could choose, huh? It's just a character suddenly trying to consider what to do. Thank you.
We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these kinds of things. We didn't have to either, with us always being on the road and whatnot.
You don't need to talk about this, though. Until that moment comes, I think I'll keep journeying on.
You mean, still traveling?
Yes, sir. Cherishing every single moment.
Huh. Wait, isn't that what we've always been doing?
Yeah, but it's not the end of the bad, Paimon. The banter goes back and forth between the two of you as time slips by. As night falls, you return to the accommodations and end this busy day. Full of depressing questions. The next few days are just found. Charlotte comes to you and conducts the interview and scene of your safe house at the Flavu. I don't speak French. Navia, having finished her business in Pozon, even drops by to take a photo with you to all goes well.
Feels like you'll grow mold if you stay here long enough. But it's still better than the Fortress of Mirapede, that's for sure. It's not only damp there, but salty too.
Not Paimon insulting.
Ah, so the two of you are still here. Wonderful.
Oh, you're from the Palais aren't
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to look for you two before. I heard that afterward you went to the fortress of Meropide.
Yeah, so are you under impression that we might be wanted criminals?
Not at all. I'm well aware that you're friends of his. Actually, I'm here to pass along a message from him.
Let's hear it.
Yes, inside the Opera House. The Maréchaussée Phantom has declared the incident a small-scale riot.
None.
A riot?
Well, that said, I don't personally think it was that serious. Lady Furina was watching a performance at the Opera House, and while she was resting during an intermission, some other audience members suddenly started harassing her,
He's probably one of you Furina simps.
loudly accusing her of doing nothing about the prophecy crisis. And before she could respond, others started to join in.
Oh, dang.
The crowd continued to grow, and protests against the Hydro Archon started to break out.
So people have started to put the blame on Furina. Guess they finally found an outlet for the pressure they've been under due to the prophecy.
I agree. People will naturally rely on gods, as is customary. But the moment people feel threatened, gods are also the first to be blamed.
So what happened after that? Is Furina okay?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of control and that further argument was pointless, she claimed that she'd gotten tired of this and left in a hurry. The Maréchaussée Phantom had their hands full maintaining order and did not catch where Lady Furina had gone. Only when things had stabilized did we realize that she had gone missing.
The frick?
So, you mean she's still missing?
That's right. The Maréchaussée has dispatched many people to search for her, but we don't have any leads yet.
Okay.
That said, I don't think there's much to worry about. She is a god after all. Even if she were to fall into the hands of rioters, what could ordinary people do to her?
I understand the situation.
Good. Monsieur Nervillet sent me to tell you about the situation, but he didn't say anything else.
Don't worry, this is more than enough to go on. Thanks for keeping us informed.
Ah, is that so? Well, all right then. In that case, you two take care. I'll be heading back to the Palais now.
Yeah, goodbye, Isadora. Oh, this
Well,
is it?
sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then.
We sure cut on quickly.
If we know Furina, she won't try to fix things in this situation. Instead, she'll look for a place to wait out the heat. And as we also know, she may be loud and dramatic, but she doesn't have a heart of stone. When Nervalet was talking to her in the Palais Mermonia, and she heard about Poisson, she couldn't hide her sadness and remorse. It would be hard for her to ignore being accused by the public today. Paimon thinks Furina's probably taken the opportunity to slip away to Poisson and try to relieve the sense of guilt that she's feeling.
Oh,
Well, what do you think? Paimon knows the answer, of course, but Paimon can do the analysis to back it up too. Cool, huh?
I see becoming a detective done you some good.
In that case, there's not a moment to lose. Poisson, here we come!
Okay, let us go then. What are you doing on Poisson, by the way?
That's Furina, right over there. She really is here all on her own.
Stay quiet. She is... No, I don't want to say.
Should I just give up? This is all meaningless. What was meant to happen did happen after all. Everyone's dead. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Give up, Furina. There's no point in holding out.
I wonder how she'll react if she knows that we're here.
I'm sorry. But what can I even do?
other than to repeat meaningless apologies over and over.
No, be quiet, Aether, be quiet.
Who's that?
The one
Don't
and
worry,
only.
Furina, it's just us.
So it is you, blonde traveler from another land. Why, I almost thought you were someone from that mob of my ignorant subjects. Come to kneel and beg for my forgiveness.
Furina, you were crying just now, weren't you? The tear stains on your face are obvious.
What do you mean, tear stains? Oh, I remember. The show at the Opera House earlier this morning was so moving. I'm still trying to process it. Who did that uncivilized rabble think they were, disturbing my enjoyment of the arts? They even dare to tout their Archon. I must teach them a lesson. I can just imagine their twisted and frustrated faces once they realize that I'm nowhere to be found.
It's just so amazing that we can now see how really soft Furina is compared to the first time we got to Fontaine. Look at the difference. This is why I love Furina.
Oh, and I'm sure Nouvellette and those people from the Marche Chaussee Phantom are freaking out right next to them, too.
Never mind.
Of course not.
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there!
Dang!
Quick, after her!
Oh! Who are you guys to challenge an Archon?
Furina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just some rabid fans who want to cut the line because they haven't been able to meet me in person, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think that's the case, Furina.
That's against the rules. I can't let them get their way.
Oh, wait, are you gonna attack more?
Furina just ran off. Quick, we have to catch up with her.
Yeah, now I'm gonna be one chasing her too. What's following? Oh, okay, there they are. So awkward, so quiet. Okay, let me put in some music.
Can you blow my whistle,
It's so
baby?
quiet.
Whistle, baby.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Furina! There's a good hiding spot over here. Quick, come to Paimon before the rest of them catch up to you.
I don't think she's interested in hanging out with us anymore. She seems like she's on the run.
What is this place?
Hurry, they're almost here.
Fine. I suppose haste is warranted. Lead the way.
Wait, is that the staff of Homa?
Paimon's exhausted.
I'm so tired. I totally thought they had caught me. No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer enthusiasm they displayed.
This place is not what I'd call soundproof. Yeah, you better keep your voice down.
You're right.
Yep, that's a good girl.
Hey, Paimon! No!
What's happening? The ground's shaking. Is it an earthquake?
Yeah, a quake of this kind preceded the flooding in Poisson, didn't it?
Holy crap.
It can't be. It's happening again.
Come on, it's time to step up, Furina.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Nouvellette's made some emergency plans, so the evacuation should go a lot smoother this time.
Yeah, I hope you're right. But the people of Poisson, they've already...
That's yesterday now, Furina, okay? As Furina finally reached her limit, now that she's talking about her actual feelings, she's starting to look far less stiff. Yes. Yeah, I do love seeing Furina in the most weakest points because that just shows how much she cares to the Fontanian people. But I mean, before that, she was just this egotistical bratty girl. Now she's just this weak. You begin to talk amongst yourself as Farina slowly calms
It's
down.
true. I've been investigating the prophecy for hundreds of years.
Holy crap! 100. Wait, how? No, no, I don't want to talk about it.
I once had informants all over Tevat, searching for clues and feeding information back to me. I've tried all kinds of ways too to hold back the sea, anything to keep the coastline from advancing. But all my efforts proved to be futile in the end. Really, the truth has been clear to me for a very long time. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will of the heavenly principles will have its way, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. Give up. I do love the sound of that phrase. It would mean finally coming to terms with fate, but also for me to finally be free. Indeed, I've thought about giving up so many times, especially after we almost lost Poisson. Fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? It has no heart and obeys no rules. The prophecy has only just started to come true, and so many people have already lost their lives. But just now, it all became clear to me. I still don't have the right to come to terms with fate on behalf of everyone else. As long as the final moment hasn't come, it's still not too late. Don't worry. I will keep hope alive for everyone until the very end.
And here we are planning to put her in custody.
Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, that wasn't a good fit at all. Don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I possibly let Fontaine fall to the whims of trivial prophecy?
Come on! Paimon could have sworn you were actually being honest just now.
Look at the disappointment in their face.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that this would be my duty alone. A witness. Yes, I've heard that you came to Tevat from beyond the stars, yes. In other words, you never belonged here.
Correct.
And if Tevat is, in its entirety, a show on a stage, then you're just a spectator, aren't you? If that's the case...
I have nothing to do with this. Oh, nice. Cutscene.
I...
Gosh, damn it! Oh my god! Holy, huh? What? That's why there's like an earthquake. I'm confused. Well played, though.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the trial of our god.
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to raise the dramatic stakes.
I mean, we could have just waited until she said something about the prophecy before opening the box.
Do not forget, however, that I am Focalor, the god of justice, the embodiment of justice itself. Does it not strike you as even the least bit absurd to bring the very concept of justice to trial?
Justice can sometimes be false, you know?
May I interpret these words
Dang.
as your refusal to stand trial? In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
What? All of us are against her.
You would draw your blade against a god?
I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
She's actually gonna fight. And Peter. Oh, okay.
Paimon can't believe it. She just surrendered.
Like she can do anything.
What the heck is going on? Did I just see an Archon surrender to a human?
You did.
Wow, how utterly humiliating.
Lady Furina, what is the meaning of this?
I mean, as an Archon, you have a duty to protect your civilization, but you harming them, isn't that something that opposite of an Archon?
Shh! It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding. To be clear, the raising of both hands is not always an indication of surrender.
Are you gonna do dance then?
Looking for excuses again, huh?
I raised my hands just now to indicate my acceptance of the trial. No duel shall be necessary. I will admit that I've been running away for a long time. I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the people of Poisson. It is my duty to stand trial for my crimes. You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. I, too, am exceedingly disappointed in myself. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you her courage and resolve. I, Furina, will use this trial to show the world the true meaning of justice! This time, I will protect you.
Woo! Oh, my voice cracked.
Applaud and rejoice! One of the most outrageous and fantastical arcs known to the opera epiclese is now unfolding before your eyes. Mark my words, this shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine! The trial of the Hydro Archon, Focalor, will now begin!
Woohoo!
Why is she excited? No, yeah, she does have the upper hand.
Oh, now we're making history!
You see how disappointed he is?
Why does it feel like Furina just took over the whole thing? Like, come on! Didn't she just get forced to stand trial for her crimes? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic, she is taking this seriously this time, right?
I hope so.
All right, then. Who will be my opponent in this trial?
The whole Fontainian society.
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Oh, I'll be fighting her.
Is that so? Very well. Then please speak, witness of Tivat, my accuser and fated opponent.
I mean, why did you open the box then? Okay. So it begins.
So, please allow me to ask, as a final question before the trial begins. Just how much work did you do to force me onto this stage?
A little.
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula, since they were rather straightforward and easy.
Oh, okay. So they were a part of this.
Navia, the president of the Spina di Rosula.
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning were my subordinates. They changed into plain clothes and came to the Opera House as regular audience members, waiting for the perfect opportunity to incite insurrection against you.
Except the girl right over here, the rest of these people are not clearly wearing plain clothes. Look how fancy they are.
The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as more and more of the prophecy is fulfilled. A spark was all we needed to turn smoldering anger into a flame. Moreover, according to our understanding and analysis of you, when something like that occurred, you would likely flee the scene and head to Poisson by yourself.
But why would you go there though?
So, we arranged for a second group to lie in wait there.
So, you mean, the ones who scoured the settlement for me were also from the Spina?
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate in the greatest magic performance in all of Fontanian history.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the Opera Epiclese, the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and Areneas. Its cargo, of course, was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Furina. Without your help, we could never have pulled off such an extraordinary performance.
You're welcome?
Okay.
Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount of labor in Mora to pull this off.
Okay.
We had to select a location, construct the giant magic box, dig a tunnel, and open up a path through the water. It was a lot of work for all of us.
So, in other words, the earthquake that we felt within the giant magic box was just a normal tremor from the transportation of the whole house?
Yes, clearly.
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess Nervillette and Cloran's parts. You gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and made sure that the champion duelist would be immediately ready for a fight. Also that as soon as I appeared on the stage, the trial may commence without a hitch. Am I right?
Yes, that is correct.
Well, Clorand, I must commend you for your courage. Only the most outstanding champion duelist in all of Fontaine would accept a duel with an Archon without flinching. Thank you. As for you, Traveler, I suppose your role was to keep me distracted with conversation once you found me in Poisson. You'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage.
No, I just got there. You guessed wrong.
Oh?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Is that so? Then I suppose I must have missed my final chance. It's fine. It matters not. What's done is done. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience. Let's see this trial through to the very end.
Okay, we're gonna really judge the Hydro Archon.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to pass this along. This is a document that Miss Charlotte applied for and received permission to share with you during the trial. According to her, it should speed up the proceedings.
Is this some kind of evidence about Furina?
Huh? Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here too! Hey, Charlotte!
Oh, she's already.
Oh, let Paimon see. Isn't this the exclusive interview that she did with us before? Wait, then that means this document is a perfect timeline of everything that's happened ever since we stepped foot in Fontaine!
Wait, so she's been with us ever since we stepped in Fontaine.
So in other words, we can refer to this anthology of evidence every time we want to use something from our journey as evidence for an argument. Let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
You defeated the Hydro Archon in the very first duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's one for the history books, alright?
Great. I'm gonna solve this now.
1 hour later.
The prosecution and the defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Great.
Oh, come on, Nervylette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. Just fast forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. As the defendant and the lead actress of this performance, I still haven't even been informed of my supposed guilt in all of this. Of course, it is only natural for humans to struggle to understand the actions of a god. However, you will need more than that to convict me of a crime.
That's true, but my charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an Archon.
I didn't really expect him to talk.
Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the Archon in the first place.
Oh, dang!
Wait, what was that? Lady Furina's a fraud?
Hey,
I heard this voice before.
I came here thinking that we were going to try the Hydro Archon for forsaking her duty, but did I hear that right? She's not our Archon at all?
Wait, the man before this woman, I think I know his voice. It's so familiar, it's in my tongue. I don't know.
Charge accepted. Lady Furina, do you plead guilty to the charge?
Why are you doubting?
Lady Furina.
I plead not guilty. How can I be guilty? There is no way that I, Focalor, otherwise known as Furina de Fontaine, a member of the Seven and the Regina of all waters, kindreds, peoples, and laws of Fontaine, could be anything other than your true Archon.
Then why is he second guessing?
Yeah, even though Lady Furina can be rather eccentric, isn't it going—
Yeah, I've never questioned her identity either. Sure, Lady Furina can be super irresponsible, but what grounds does that prosecutor have to make such a huge claim?
First of all, sit your butt down the chair. Although you are.
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since they were born. There would be no fooling their memory. See? Even the Oratrice has decided to show me its favor. Are you sure you want to commit to a charge that will never be upheld?
I mean...
If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the God of Justice that you will not have to face trial for making a false accusation. We will treat everything that's happened as a dramatic spectacle and move on with our lives. What do you say to that?
It's too late to turn back now.
Huh. An argument with near impossible odds, huh? You have to not only refute Furina's claims, but also overturn the long-held beliefs of the people.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If you must persist, then let me ask. If you believe I'm not the Archon, then what manner of being do you think I am?
I don't know as well.
And if I was not the Archon, then how did I manage to live for over 500 years?
Life support? Ah, crap. Hold on.
1 hour later.
This one.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan. And second of all, even if that wasn't the case, there could be other ways to extend your life.
I would be surprised if the knave actually pulled up here.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use a harbinger's words against me.
A curse? I once thought it possible that the aura of an Archon might naturally resemble a type of curse.
But why would he be cursed, though?
But in light of this claim, perhaps what I sensed was not your divinity, but a curse after all.
Holy crap.
You sensed it too, huh, Neverlet?
Lady Furina is actually a human?
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell humans and gods apart just by looking at them. It's not impossible.
Why would Archons look like humans, though, in the first place? The artist is in our favor.
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Even if I have been carrying a curse like you said, how does that prove that I am merely a human being? Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That's why they're worshipped as gods. For centuries, manifestations of my authority have served the nation of Fontaine. One need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal in this very opera house, or consider the endemnitium that is used in every aspect of life.
To be honest, Neverlet speaks Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal more perfectly than Furina. Gee.
1 hour later.
That's a good defense.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should have come up with a good explanation for that by now.
Child is still missing.
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need to provide an explanation.
Lady Furina, I believe a reminder of your current circumstances is in order. While the court is in session, the principles of justice and the law must come before all else. While you are an Archon, you are also first and foremost the defendant in this trial. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue to withhold vital information against the rules of the court.
I never thought you'd use that kind of rhetoric against me.
You have to answer my claim.
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Furina. I've merely reiterated the rules of the court. Rules that all should respect and follow.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why the Oratrice gave out a guilty verdict that day. But the Oratrice handed out that verdict unilaterally, and it has been operating independently ever since it was first created. You can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god behind it must also be no god at all.
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce proof that she has no power over the Oratrice.
My power as an Archon. There are many ordinary citizens in the audience. How can I just carelessly demonstrate the formidable power of an Archon?
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
You don't need to go that far.
Oh my gosh. There's a little in our side. We have the upper hand.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Wait, do people in Fontaine know about the Gnosis? The concept of the Gnosis? Or is it just the Fatui who know the Gnosis? Because if the Gnosis is an indication of an Archon, why shouldn't we just tell Furina that to pull out her Gnosis or whatever?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium! Thus did I give up all of my divine power to provide everyone with energy for their daily lives. Have you ever seen a more magnanimous god?
Isn't that a huge stretch?
Oh my gosh, she isn't buying all of what Furina is saying.
Yeah, no matter how generous an Archon can be, how could they give up all their power? Can a god with no power even still be called a god?
I guess. Oh, it's in our
Seems like
favor.
nobody's buying Furina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone! Please don't stare at me as if I was a liar! I'm still the same Furina you knew, right? The one that you loved! Shouldn't you want to believe in me? Please? You've got to believe me!